It's the Murder Master Music Show. It's the Murder Master Music Show. Yo, Chris! It's the Murder Master Music Show. Mac J! It's the Murder Master Music Show. 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 Hip-hop is dead, but we don't resurrect it. You follow what mainstream says, but here it gets rejected. If you wearing tight jeans, don't expect to get respected. I'm from a time where wearing black was always on your checklist. From a time where faggots get checked if they reckless. From a time where if you got too much shine, we snatch your necklace. This real shit here, Illuminati, fuck the industry. We represent the street and they respect our street ministries. Take no shorts and cut the middleman, literally. This hip-hop savior, our birth scenes like nativity. This a place where no one sells out for reliability, and the masses can get a chance to explore more creativity. You gotta be kidding me. If you call that hip-hop, niggas with rock shades and fluorescent flip-flop. We killin' Big Brother, cause we know he watch. You don't like what I'm doing, then you can suck mine. And you don't stop. Music show. It's the Murder Master 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 Music Show.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Episode 313, Murder Master Music Show, only UGSforlife.com. And we got a special treat for you guys tonight. Those are my fellow Murder Dog readers who have been loyal to the magazine. You know exactly who this is. But anybody who knows anything about dope lyrics and substance in music, you definitely have to know who my guest is tonight. He's actor and rapper, Slaine. I'm going to bring him on right now without further ado. What's up, Slaine?
Yo, what up?
Man, first and foremost...
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, I got you, man. First and foremost, welcome to the show, but I peeped your Facebook page, and I like what you said about the Cubs, man, because I'm originally from Chicago. This is huge. You know what I'm saying, for the city of Chicago, as you know, being from Boston, it's kind of like you're seeing the same thing over again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, I mean, in Boston, we went 86 years without a championship, you know, generations. My grandmother was born in 1918 and died in 1994. She never saw the Red Sox win a title. So, I mean, but you have whole generations like that in Boston that never saw a title. And, you know, in Chicago, and then we finally won one, of course, in 2004, and now we won 3 since then. But, you know, but in Chicago, haven't won in 108 years, man. That's a long time. So it'd be cool to see Chicago get that. You gotta be rooting for the Cubs.
Oh yeah, definitely. My father, he was born in '42, so he got to see him go to the World Series, but he was 3. My mom was born in '46. She never saw it. My grandfather was born in 1910. He never got to see him win. You know what I'm saying? A World Series. So yeah, man, generations. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. So we're looking forward to get that going. You know, tomorrow. I think that's going to be a phenomenal series. But man, outside of baseball, let's talk about rap for a minute. I heard you're dead. Tell everybody what's going on with this. Obviously, you're not. You're talking to us. You probably should be dead.
You know, I definitely should be dead, man, but I'm not. I'm alive. And, you know, the name of the record, Slaine is Dead, it basically, you know, after I was, you know, hospitalized several times, I think like 12 times a year before I got sober, and you know, I think I got sober and I stopped doing drugs the day before I died. And that's actually the name of my album. But my album that comes out next year, this EP that I just dropped is called Slaine is Dead. And the reason why is because after, you know, I wrote everything when I was high. I never went on stage sober. I never wrote anything sober like my whole life. And, you know, I relapsed over and over that because I felt like I couldn't be creative. I couldn't write unless I was high or drunk. And, you know, when I got sober, I just felt like I had to give up music. Like the two things were so closely intertwined, music and drugs and alcohol. And, you know, I just felt like I wasn't going to be able to do it anymore. And you know, after I was sober for a little while, people started coming up to me on the street, and you know, I put out The King of Everything Else when I was 6 months sober, but I recorded that whole record when I was, you know, really like running hard, and you know, like somebody came up to me and was like, "Man, are you still doing music?" And in my head, the dude was like, you know, when are we gonna hear some new Slaine? And in my head, I was like, Slaine is dead, you know. Like I just thought like I wasn't gonna be able to do it again. And you know, from that moment though, like it struck something in me. Like I just kept going in. I had to change my hours in the studio. Instead of working overnight, I was going in the morning and working through the day. And like if I got too frustrated, I would just left. And like, you know, I would lay down songs and throw the headphones and storm out of the studio and think it sucks. And then I'd listen back to it and it was dope. You know, like it was just like, it was a mind. Can I swear or are we on the radio?
Yeah, no, you can fuck it, man. You can say shit, whatever.
Yeah. So
do the whole car.
It was like
7 words. You know.
Yeah, it was like it was a mind fuck, man. So you know, but I worked through it, and and when I looked up, I had 4 projects ready, and Slaine is Dead is the first one. So I started with the EP, and then the new La Coca Nostra album comes out in 10 days, or maybe 11 days or 12 days, on November 4th. It's called To Thine Own Self Be True.
So we gotta get all you guys on the show for that, for sure. But you guys are getting ready to do a big tour, aren't you?
Yeah, we just did Canada, and we head out. We actually head out the day the album comes out to Europe, and we got a couple weeks out there on tour. So, you know,
safe
it's
travel
really
to Europe.
It's really.
No, I was just gonna say the process of doing this sober. You know what I'm saying? Did you have to find yourself first? I mean, but once you did find yourself, was it an easy process, or is it still difficult?
No, it's gotten a lot. It's, you know, I think a lot of it was a confidence issue as far as, look, man, if you do something the same way for 20 years, forget about drugs and alcohol. If you do anything, if you ride a bike the same way, or you skateboard the same way, or you play basketball the same way, or whatever it is, you do it the same way, and then something forces you to change the way that you do it, it's going to be difficult because you do it second nature, like, you know what I'm saying? So just getting the confidence to do it a different way, you know, it took some time, man, but I really feel like the new stuff is sharper than anything I've ever put out in my career. You know, I think like the EP is a glimpse at that, but you're going to hear it on the La Coca record, you're going to hear it on my solo record. And I got another project too that I haven't announced yet, but I will. But you know, you're gonna hear it on all that shit, man. And it's like it's a reinvention it's a reinvention artistically, but it's still, you know, I've lived the same life. I'm talking about the same shit, but it's from a different perspective, and I almost feel like there's more depth to it, and there's just like it's coming out the other side of something and being stronger than ever. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's good, man. I feel real happy and proud of the new music I got.
I'm happy and proud for you too, man, because you know being sober is not an easy thing. How long have you been sober now, Slaine?
I'm coming up on 1,000 days, man. I got this thing in my phone that counts it. I'm like a month away from having 1,000 days, so it's actually on the 3rd I will have 32 months. So it's a little over 2.5 years.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
That's
man.
huge. You know what I'm saying? Because, people don't understand how hard it is to survive that. So many don't survive that. You know what I mean? Like, I remember when I was a kid smoking Wiki Sticks in Chicago with, doing crazy shit, acid, all that fucking shit. I was able to get out of it, but so many of my friends, man, they're dead or they're still fucked up on the shit. It's horrible. It ruins families and destroys lives, man. So for you to come out of that hell and to be doing what you're doing now, man, nothing but props to you, man. Real talk.
Yeah, man. I mean, I lost a lot of people over the years, man. And like you said, it ruins families, it ruins lives. And there's so many different ways to die from addiction. You know what I mean? It's like the suicides, overdoses, murders. You know what I'm saying? And it's like
wrong place, wrong
car
time.
accidents. Yeah, there's a million different ways that drugs and alcohol kill us. And but for a lot of people, it also just takes everything you have before it kills you. And that's where I was at. Like it was taking everything that I had and everything I cared about. And but it's a beautiful thing to come out the other side, man, because it's like it's like surviving a train wreck. You know what I mean? It's like I feel grateful for life every day. I feel rededicated to my craft. And I feel like my relationships with being a father and all the friendships in my life, like I just feel like a grateful spirit. You know what I'm saying? And it's great to have music to express all these different kind of range of emotions and different perspective. And I feel like I rapped about addiction and I rapped about the streets and addiction and my experience with it for so long while I was in it. And then even when I got out of the street and was like, touring and making music and doing movies and stuff like that, I still brought the street, all the habits that I had with me. And they were killing me. And, and I'm thinking like I made it out, but I didn't make it out because that shit was still dragging me back down. And, to be able to look at it all with a clear head and, kind of delve back into some of those things and show people, I feel like this new music is the completion of the story that I've been telling for all these years through all these different albums. And it shows people like you can come out the other side. And, that's why I felt like it's really important to do this kind of chapter of the book. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hell yeah. Because, a lot of your fans, I imagine, have gone through or going through the same things that you've been through. So, yeah, I mean, that's a good thing right there. Yeah, that's a positive thing. You got this, Lacoka Nostra project coming up. Man, what's it like to be, working with that caliber level of MC, just like yourself, on so many fronts? You know what I'm saying? Everlast, Ill Bill. You got all these guys coming together with these killer fucking lyrics. Is it a challenge? Do you feel like, man, I got to really bring my A game because these guys are definitely going to bring theirs?
Yeah, well, I think like coming up when Lacoka started, it was me, Everlast, Danny Boy, Lethal, Ill Bill, Lefty, and at the time, like I had grown up with the first concert I ever went to was a House of Pain Cypress Hill concert when I was 16 years old, and those guys were my heroes, and I had a ton of respect for Ill Bill as a lyricist, and just the nonfiction, The Future Is Now record is one of the great hip hop records to me. It's an iconic New York record. It's an iconic underground independent record. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a great album, and to come up as like somebody who was semi unknown at the time and be like the young dude in the crew that got to learn from these legendary dudes, legendary MCs. That was something special. And I think you can actually hear the difference, like from my first mixtapes and the a brand you can trust to how much I progressed over the years, and a lot of that was due to just being around that caliber of MCs. You know, Everlast since moved on from the group, and he's doing his own thing. So now, you know, I get to carry that torch with Bill, with the group, and you know, I feel like, you know, the Masters of the Dark Arts album.
Oh, Everlast left. I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
he's
Everlast
doing his
left
own
in
thing
2000. This is actually our second record without him. And
wow.
But yeah, man.
I need to be more in tune with what Coca Nostra's doing, obviously. but okay, so this is your second record without him.
We're all still cool.
You still work with him at all? Or?
Yes, I do.
And tracks together and stuff.
That's my boy, man. So, you know, he had to walk away for some other reasons, and he's just doing his solo stuff. But
yeah.
But you know, this is the second record we've done without him, and it's a banger, man. I'm real proud of it. The last record we did is actually my favorite Lakota record, the Masters of the Dark Arts record, and like I said, this one is real grown and mature, man. It's got a lot of weight to it because Bill was going through some shit at the same time I was, you know, going through my shit, hitting my bottom and coming out, and going through all these life changes, man. And we both kind of were at the same time. So this record is real heavy. To thine own self be true. It's a dope record, man. I'm proud of it.
I'll tell you what. You know, I was born in '78, so you know, I'm a little bit of an older guy for those of the people listening. But my first exposure to the city of Boston, other than, of course, you know, Larry Bird and the Celtics, you know, I would have to say would be a little show called St. Elsewhere. You remember that show?
Vaguely, I remember it. I don't think I ever really watched it.
Oh man, it was a great show. That was a good hospital show. It was you know, it filmed in Boston, and it basically portrayed Boston as this really fucked up crime area. And I thought, hey, that's just like Chicago. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those early '80s sitcoms that dealt with all the, you know, drugs, AIDS, crime, shit that most sitcoms don't fuck with today. You know, and I always remember that. It came out of Boston. I was like, wow, that's a trip. You know, but yeah, Boston is, how is Boston in 2016 versus, you know, the late 80s, early 90s?
Well,
what's changed and what hasn't changed?
When I was growing up here, and I'll tell you what, I travel all around the country, obviously doing music, and I live in LA and Boston. I've lived in New York. And the same thing is happening to all the major cities in America. There's a lot of gentrification, which means a lot of the original people are shipped out or can't afford to live there anymore. Culture is stripped, and there's a lot of yuppies, and, you know, it's just really changed a lot of all the cities. I think New York is like that. I know LA is like that too, and I don't know. I'm pretty sure Chicago is like that too, man. I think it's an American kind of phenom now. I think, sadly enough, a lot of things are. You know, I wake up on the tour bus anywhere in the country, and you know, it's Starbucks, McDonald's, Walmart, you know, TGI Fridays, Staples. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same thing everywhere you look. There's nothing that distinguishes one place from the next anymore. So, you know, that's kind of my view on it. But Boston is still a great city. It's but that's how it's changed through the years, I think. That being said, Boston and we have like our own film genre now, like between like Mystic River, Gone Baby Gone, The Town, like, which I happen to be in those two, and The Departed and Good Will Hunting, and, you know, we have like kind of this crime noir lane of film here, man, which is really cool to see. You know, there is we have our own accent, we have our own kind of culture, and there's a lot of things here that make Boston really unique. And you know, I obviously rap about a lot of that stuff in my music.
Yeah, definitely a city with a lot of heart, that's for sure. Yeah, and you know, of course, you mentioned a lot of great flicks. You're an actor. You were in some of those flicks. What's your? I mean, how did you meet Ben Affleck? Have you known him for a while, or what's the deal with him?
No, so how that happened is, you know, I had just linked up with the guys in Macoka, and Lethal had signed me to a pre-production deal. I was hustling my mixtapes in the street in Boston. I had started to get like a little buzz, and but you know, I was due to some unfortunate circumstances, I was squatting in this warehouse. I had no hot water or electricity. And, you know, the announcement came that La Coca Nostra was getting together and who was in the group, and the Boston Herald did a big story about it. And, you know, I was charging my cell phone up at the after-hours spot. I would drink there all night, overnight, and that particular morning I left about 7 a.m., and I got the newspapers off the rack at the gas station, and I went into the warehouse that I was squatting in, and I read the article, and I couldn't believe I was in the paper, and I passed out, and I woke up in the afternoon, and I had all these missed phone calls, and it was Ben Affleck and his people trying to get in touch with me, and so I went in and I auditioned for Gone Baby Gone, and they brought me in about 5 more times after that, and finally they offered me the role, and the rest is kind of history after that. I started touring the world with La Coca, and Gone Baby Gone came out. Then Ben put me in the town, and my life changed pretty much on that day.
The last 10 years has been a hell of a fucking ride for you. I mean, to go from, squatting, you know, and nowhere to live, you know what I'm saying, hooked on drugs. Next thing you know, you're in these blockbuster Hollywood movies. You're traveling the globe with the, you know, Everlast and Danny Boy, you know, guys you grew up listening to. So, I mean, that's crazy. That's fucking wild,
yeah, man.
And you're still doing your thing.
Ride,
Here you are, sober. Yeah, hats off to you, brother. Hats off, man. What do you, as far as film goes, what do you got coming up this year? I know you were just in the movie with The Rock and what was it?
I had a little scene with The Rock and Kevin Hart. Yeah, I had a quick little scene in that. That was a lot of fun, actually. My son's a big wrestling fan, and he likes The Rock, so I had a little opportunity to do like a little cameo in that joint, so I jumped in that. That was fun, and I've been doing some indie stuff, man. I did this movie called Let Me Make You a Martyr with Marilyn Manson and Mark Boone Jr. and Nico Nicotera. Those guys all were in Sons of Anarchy. It's really like this art house, like low budget, crazy story, dude, and you know, I think that it's working the independent film circuit now. Hopefully it gets some distro, but it's a dope movie. I went and saw it at the Fantasia Film Festival in Montreal a few months back. It's amazing. And then I just did this joint for Netflix, the Netflix original called Whaleman. That'll come out next year. And you know, I'm just figuring out the next stuff that I'm gonna do, man. Just trying to do all this work a day at a time. Right now I'm focusing on getting this music out, and, you know, once a year turns, I'll probably, you know, start trying to figure out what I'm going to do for the next acting gig, and, you know, just trying to enjoy life one day at a time.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you know, like you said, you know, the Rock, and what was it like working with The Rock? What's he like as a person?
You know, I didn't get to know him as a person. I worked only with him for like 3 days. That's the shortest I've ever really worked on a movie. Like if you're on a movie for 13 weeks, like I was with The Town or whatever, it's a different thing. When you're just coming in to do a scene like that, it's a little shorter stay. But he was super cool to me, and you know, he had heard a little bit about my story and who I was, and he was just real cool to me, man. He's a fan of hip hop music. I don't think he had heard of my stuff prior to doing the movie, but he was a real good dude to me, and it was cool working on that for sure.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about. Well, what do you enjoy better, man? Do you enjoy, or can you pick, rapping or acting?
I enjoy acting better, man, but I have to do music. So, you know, like I have to mentally and spiritually, like I just have to do music. It's my coping mechanism. So, like it's the way that I am able to see the world. It's the way that it's the way that I'm able to put the world in perspective. You know what I mean? Like I can make everything kind of fit through music. Acting is a lot more fun because I don't have to be myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's much less vulnerable. It's still storytelling, which is what I'm in it for, anyways. But it's what I'm in music for too. You know, but with the acting, it's less personal. With the music, I put all my heart into it, my life, uncomfortable shit into it that, you know, that I only want to talk about through music. You know what I mean? And it's they're two different things, but they're also kind of fit into the same storytelling box, and I really love doing both of them. So I wouldn't pick.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's take a break. Let's go to this song, "Slaine is Dead," and then we'll come back and close out this interview. Hell of an interview. I really appreciate you coming on the show. If you can, intro this song for us. You're telling a story, you know what I'm saying, about what you've been through. I got my co-host on the line, Mac J. Mac J, you're on the line with Slaine.
What's going on, Slaine? How you doing, brother?
Chilling, man. What's good?
Man, sorry I'm a little late. One of my homeboys had ran out of gas. I had to go save him real quick.
No,
stuck on the road. I was like, damn, man, I'm doing a show, but I got to come get you, man. You stuck on the highway.
Yeah, you can't leave.
Damn, you jumped off the air to go and help your boy out? That's a good friend, man.
Yeah, he was stuck on the highway, and he better be glad I had just got gas for the lawnmower. I wouldn't have had no gas here. I'd had to go straight to the gas station and all that, but I just put gas in the gas can. So
I'll tell you what, people always tell me, man, you got a lot of good friends. I got a lot of good friends, and I tell them, you know how you get a lot of good friends? You be a good friend. That's the way you get a lot of good friends.
Oh yeah.
Well, when you, Slaine, when you, you know what I'm saying, when you became sober and you got off the dope and everything, did you have to, you know what I'm saying, not fuck with certain people anymore because they were kind of like triggers to the drugs? I mean, how did that all work out?
I don't believe in the triggers, man. I had to change some habits, but it all had to do with me, man. You know, so like I'm still friends with everybody I was friends with before. I don't go to like after parties at 2 a.m. I might go to the bar or the club or whatever for a little while. I don't drink. I might smoke some cigarettes, have some coffee and shit, but I don't hang out like after 2 a.m. because I don't really need to be somewhere where everyone's doing blow and stuff like that, man. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like I just keep it to myself. And 9 times out of 10, anyways, I'm in bed like, 11:30 midnight now, and I'm up early in the morning and try to be present for my son and his life and early in the morning and try to be healthy and start working out for the first time. So, once I got sober, lifting weights, I've been doing that for about 2.5 years. And, it's a different kind of life. I go to the studio during the daytime. And but it all had to do with me. There was nobody making me do what I did. I mean, I grew up in a neighborhood where it was an epidemic, and in Boston in general, it's a lot of drugs, and but my way out, wasn't that I had to cut everybody off and I'm hiding away from everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Mm-hmm.
I work like my solution was spiritual, so I'm good anywhere that God is. You know what I'm saying?
You're just trying to stay on a positive, straight, narrow path, man. And then, nothing but hats off to you on that. Because like we were talking about earlier, it's so hard to do. Many people don't come back from that. We got a caller, Slaine. This homie Sin from France. What's up, Sin?
What's up, Scott? Mike J, what's up? Slaine.
What's going on, Sam?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yes, Slaine, tell us about your first tape, The White Man is the Devil, Volume 1, and the meaning behind it.
The first tape?
The meaning behind it was basically, I was talking about cocaine, so it was like cocaine is the devil. But I knew if I said the white man is the devil that it was going to cause a lot of controversy at the time. You know, if I just called it the mixtape, I don't think anybody would have listened to it. You know what I'm saying? So I was trying to get people to listen to it. I pressed up 50 copies of that. I gave 10 copies each to 5 different drug dealers, and if you bought a bag of coke, you bought a 40, it cost $50. You had to take the CD, otherwise you couldn't have the coke. So I sold 13,000 CDs like that, and it worked. People got pissed off about the title. People listened to it while they were up coked out all night and talked about it, and that's what the goal was. And, shortly after that, I had a career.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
That's dope.
Yeah, and,
literally.
And as a hardcore rapper, you would go good with Isham or Gangsta Nip or DJ Paul collaboration. Is it in your plan in the future to collaborate with some people with them?
Would you work with Isham, Gangsta Nip, or DJ Paul?
Or Gangsta Nip or DJ Paul of 36 Mafia.
Man, I'd be interested in working with anyone who I think is dope that wants to collaborate, man. You know, that stuff always has to happen organically. I don't really chase nobody to work with, and but if your paths cross or like it happens organically somehow, like I love collaborating with other people, man. So just I feel like it's always bad form to kind of make a reach. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like when it's supposed to happen, like, it kind of, the universe makes it happen. And, I've gotten to work with a lot of people that I really respect and admire, and I'm sure I'll work with more in the future.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. But you're hitting the road overseas starting November 5th, I believe. You guys are going to be in Spain, and then it's going to end in Greece. You're hitting everywhere over there. Spain, Norway, Finland, Sweden, Switzerland, Germany. That's going to be a heck of a tour. What about stateside? Are you guys going to be doing something here stateside?
I think it'll be probably in once a year turns, man. We don't have anything booked right now for the States because there was a conflict with some other stuff that we had booked that other guys in the group had booked. So I think you're probably looking at 2017 in the States. Yeah,
definitely. Well, the whole scene called in France
next year, man.
You're going to be in France on the 16th. So, Sin, if you're listening, if you can make it to Paris, go check them out. You know what I'm saying? And as far as La Coca Nostra, you guys are welcome on the show anytime. We'd love to do a roundtable. We like to do roundtable shows, man, where we bring on people like we did a Rap-A-Lot roundtable. We had a bunch of Rap-A-Lot Records legends. We did a roundtable where we had Spice One, Freeway Ricky Ross, and a bunch of people all just chopping it up about the industry and stuff. And one of the things we always talk about, I want to ask you this before you go, is substance and talent is slowly being sucked out of the rap game, or at least the mainstream rap game, like these mumble rappers and things like that. Now, being somebody that is very lyrical, that takes his rhymes serious, that puts substance and heart into your music, how does it make you feel to see the art form being dumbed down the way it's being dumbed down and promoted the way it is?
Well, I think it's happening across the board in all entertainment right now. It's no talent is the new talent, like
right.
All these reality TV shows, the Jersey Shore type of shows, and I mean, it's just a way. The networks find a way to pay people $5,000 for the season or something, and instead of paying actors, a lot of money per episode, they're trying to increase their own bottom line. So they just get people drunk, they make an ass out of themselves, and they tape it, and people eat it up. So
I know you've been looking at it like that.
I think the hip hop game is the same way, man. It's if you own especially with the way the music business has been shrunken down in the internet era. It's much harder to find a talented artist who is original and represents something bigger than themselves, and it's a pain in the ass to deal with them. Why would you want to deal with them when it's so much easier to just find somebody that has an image and give them a backstory and have other talented people write for them, or just make it so that the sound it takes no talent, like fucking make it all digitized vocoder shit or whatever you call the auto-tune, make it all like that, and then you never have to find anyone talented. You could just generate the music the way that you want, and then it makes it so they can sign 18-year-old kids, take complete advantage of them, sell them a dream, and then and rape the whole system like that. That's what they do, because why would you want to take somebody who knows what's going on, who has something to say, and who's extremely talented, who has some leverage and a fan base? Why would you want that? Why would you want to pay that guy when you could just pay some idiot and fucking take all his money? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what it is. That's what you're seeing. There's still a lot of incredible hip-hop music. You just got to look underground for it. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't give a fuck.
Me and Prez say that all the time, man. Like we've been hearing good music all the time, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just different. You have to look for it in different places than what's being presented to you. You know what I'm saying? You actually got to go out and look for the good music. It be right in your face all the time too.
It's the same thing with movies, man. The best movies aren't the big blockbuster fucking action hero movies. And those have their place. Those are cool too. But like the really good independent movies, you gotta dig for those, man. You gotta look for them. And that's just the way it is, man. Because we're at the next we're at like phase 5 of this fucking dumbing down of society, and we all got tracking devices we're walking around with. We all are 71% of the country's on some sort of prescription drug, whether it's fucking Wellbutrin or Oxycontin or whatever the fuck it is. Like, and the next thing they're trying to take our guns, so they float all this bullshit material, fake fucking videos of people getting shot and like, mass shootings. They promote it with the media. They're trying to take the guns away next. So, I mean, this is part of a plan, man. They have dumbed us down. They have fucking kept us on drugs. And fucking, this is the zombification of not just America, of the world. Like the whole, look at the fucking presidential race.
Oh, yeah.
It's a circus. It's all a circus.
It's a fucking farce.
We're just being pacified and entertained, and while they're running this is all running the interference, and it goes across the board. But listen, my tracking device, my cell phone is, my battery's dying, so I gotta go.
Hey, Slaine.
It's all good, man. That's how it be.
I want to thank you for coming on the show. And before you go, could you give us a drop real quick? The name of the show is the Murder Master Music Show.
What up? This is Slaine, La Coca Nostra. And right now you're listening to the Murder Master Music Show. Peace.
Hey, thank you,
Right on,
Slaine.
homie.
Much appreciation,
All right, fellas,
man.
Have a good night. Thank you.
You too.
Peace.
That was the homie.
Hey, Prez, I'm glad he said that, because I wasn't even looking at it like that, like with the reality shows and shit. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Basically, instead of paying trained actors to make shows like what we used to be able to see, shows and paying people for their ideas and concepts on different things that we could watch, they just, like he said, you find a bunch of idiots, you pay them a good amount of money to where it's way more than what they getting being idiots. And then you get them drunk, and you give them everything. You put them in certain situations. You get them drunk, you get them fucked up, and they just fight and do dumb shit. and then they make millions off of that shit. Billions.
Millions. And another thing I like that he brought up too, you know what I'm saying, was the fact, you know, you look at the reality television, MTV is it was supposed to be the that was supposed to help music, but what did it do? It created the reality television genre. It created that whole scene. So the very thing that started music destroyed it. Same thing with rap. You gotta look at it like this. Rap came out, it was all conscience and all substance. It was the voice of the streets. So what did they do? They infiltrated it and they're trying to destroy it. You know, fortunately, good music lives in the underground, as Slaine said, and as we always say here on the show. But the mainstream rap, it's a fucking joke. It's a mockery.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell
Most
yeah.
people, when you say you fuck with the rap game, they kind of look at you suspect now. I almost got to say, don't be looking at me like that, motherfucker.
Right, because I ain't listening to none of that shit. You right, Prez, just what you just said. Like, if somebody asks you what kind of music you listen to, you tell it. And I don't like saying old school hip-hop, but I feel good to say it sometimes now because they know it sure ain't the shit that I'm listening to right now. And old school don't necessarily mean it was old. It just, to me, shit that's older than what the fuck y'all listening to right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because people are asking you, what kind of music you get into? Hip-hop, and then they think you listening to that mumble shit because you said hip-hop. But that ain't fucking hip-hop. Not in my eyes.
No, definitely. You know, I definitely, you know what I'm saying, I definitely got to say this was a hell of a show that we had. Very, very fortunate to have Slaine call in because, you know, we talked about, you know, I mean, the man, I don't know, you were gone at the time, I don't know if you heard, he was a squatter. He was staying in a warehouse or something somewhere. You know, basically he was homeless, he was addicted to drugs, and that was at the time when Ben Affleck called him to be in a movie. So it goes to show you that no matter how far, I mean, this guy was at the brink of the end of it all pretty much, and look at him now. You know, he's 1,000 days sober. He's starred in about, you know, 5 or 6 movies, all kinds of different actors. He's putting out music. He's touring all over the world. Most importantly, he's here for his kids. So shout out to Slaine. Tomorrow,
Slaine, man.
We got DJ Paul, you know what I'm saying, to make his return to the Murder Master Music Show. It was fun to have DJ Paul on the show. We had some legendary episodes with him. Even the one with him on the bus where he couldn't find a connection. He kept trying to find a connection.
Right.
We didn't even get to have him on for more than a minute at a time, but that was still, you know, it is what it is. But we're lucky to have him back tomorrow. Then we're going to stay in Memphis on Friday. We're going to bring legendary Al Capone back to the show. He's got a new vodka that he's putting out there. Tonight on Monday, I tried to run
into Al Capone a couple of weeks ago. He was here, and I missed the fucking thing that they was at for the Blues Museum or whatever.
Yeah,
I got home too late for it.
Ironic though. Tonight we have a guy that's on the wagon and sober, and then Friday we're going to have a guy that's promoting his brand new liquor brand. So shout out to Al Capone. You know, saying we support Alcoholics Anonymous, but we also support alcoholics. So if you want to drink and get drunk, the best
just drink responsibly. Ain't that what they say? Drink
responsibly.
That's right.
Don't drink that wine.
I drank 2 beers. Yeah, I drank 2 beers today.
2 beers is responsible enough. That's fine. But hell of a show, man. We got the Cubs going to the World Series tomorrow.
Goddamn right, you know what I'm saying? I've been talking all shit to these cocksuckers today, Prez. You know they hate me right now.
Of course.
I put my Cubs gloves on at work and just start scratching my hand. I'm like, my hand itching, just to make them look at the C, the red C on my palm. My hand is itching. Yeah, you cocksuckers, we made it.
Oh, and for everybody that ordered shirts, you know what I'm saying, much appreciation. I actually placed another order today, but they're not going to press for a few more days, so you still got a couple more days to get your orders in. After that, adios and pulling the plug. That's it for this run. We might do another run in the future. We'll see.
Right, you might see him later on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, just be ready for them when we pop them out there. Put it like that.
It was about promotion. It wasn't about, you know what I'm saying, something. I mean, we ain't starting a fucking clothing line or, you know what I'm saying, anything like that.
And it's a show, kind of look at it like this, too, Perez.
Shit.
Right, kind of showing Scratch a little love, too, because, shit, to get his shit out there, too, man. Like, them shirts look, for you motherfuckers that haven't seen them, or you interested in getting one but not really sure, these shirts is official. They look good. They crispy. They feel right. They're not shrinky ass type. Like, they some nice fucking T-shirts, man. Like, for real, I wish we could be on some payola for it, Prez. These could be in fucking Walmart or something, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how good good they look and how good they
maybe
feel.
Spencer's, or definitely record stores. Stores. But, you know, and you know, there's
Walmart
a lot
probably
of
wouldn't
guys
fuck with
too.
it.
I want to say is most of the people buying them are people outside of the camp. You know what I'm saying? People inside the camp, they ain't really, you know, they ain't really on that support level like they claim to be.
Yeah, they missing out, man.
Shirt tomorrow, homie. I'm gonna get a shirt tomorrow, and then you know tomorrow comes and they never get it. But that's cool because that leaves more shirts for the people that want them. So shout out to, matter of fact, I had a guy tonight order 2 4Xs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He didn't order one.
And for real, if you like to wear black T-shirts with red on them, these the perfect ones to have. That logo pops so hard, man. Everywhere, I've been wearing mine. Everywhere I go, motherfuckers looking right at my shirt, man. Right at the shirt.
Yeah. Well, it's covered in blood, and you know it's great for the season too, for Halloween. So
man,
that
perfect
shit,
shirts, man.
Support it, you motherfuckers.
I'm dressing as you for Halloween this year, Fred.
Dress as me? Jesus Christ, you scare a lot of people if you do that.
They're going to be like, who you is? I'm Young Prez. I'm Young Prez this year for Halloween.
Young Prez. You know. But hey, we only speaking of Halloween, I should go as Donald Trump. But speaking of Halloween.
That means you put on clown makeup.
yeah, basically. Clown, because he is orange. He looks like Cookie the Clown, man. You just remove that hairpiece he has on, you look like Cookie the fucking Clown. With his little fucking hands. You could put those little gloves on over his hands, put some suspenders on him. They got put no makeup on that motherfucker. He's naturally orange. You know what I'm saying? Naturally orange.
Looking motherfucker.
Oh, hey, for everybody out there, Velvet Rose, you know what I'm saying, a long-time co-host here at UGS for Life Online Radio, Underground Saturday nights. And follow her on Twitter, OMG Velvet Rose. Make sure to follow her. She's got thousands of people following her because, you know what, she was one of the hottest, still is one of the hottest, but I mean, when she was acting, one of the hottest porn stars on the planet. She's made a lot of lists. She was nominated for Porn Star of the Year, Actress of the Year award. You know what I'm saying? And you can check her out. You know what I'm saying? Follow her on Twitter. She has all kinds of different, you know what I'm saying, services online. And check her out. You know what I'm saying? For you motherfuckers who like to get your freak on. But at the same token, come at her with some goddamn respect because she's definitely part of UGS. You know what I'm saying? So pay the woman her proper respects. Other than that, man, what's going on with you, Mac? How you doing?
Man, like I said, Prez, man, ever since Saturday night, man, if they was listening to Underground Saturday nights, they already know what we was on. Shit, I was damn near, you know, I kept telling you I wasn't nervous about the game until they was already up 5-0 and it was getting closer and closer to it. I started getting nervous, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't fuck this up, you know what I'm saying? Like one of them type of nervousness. But I wasn't nervous going in the game, but since the Cubs won, man, I've been on a whole different cloud, man, because it means something to a whole lot of us. Like, one of the last conversations I had with my dad, the actual last conversation I talked to him, we was talking about that in February because it was just the start of spring training. So to see them win, man, it made me feel good. It was kind of bittersweet, but at the same time, it's like, man, my old dude left earlier this year, but fuck, he's seeing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Made me feel like he had something to do with it almost to a certain extent. Give us a reason to smile. So this week, so far the start of my week, man, I've been smiling because of the fucking Cubs, man. I'm damn sure ain't smiling because of the Bears. Bears are some fucking. I ain't gonna get into them, but I'm anxious for tomorrow. I never experienced world, and being here in St. Louis, I got to see everybody else with the World Series shit a couple times. But now it's us, man. Win that shit for the city. The city of Chicago been bleeding for a long time, in Cleveland too. So no disrespect to Cleveland. If they win, it's good for their city too. But man, fuck Cleveland, man. It's time for the Chi to get something, man.
Yeah.
Fuck that. You know.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. You know, it's got to happen. It's got to happen. This is our year. You know what I'm saying? It's the best team in baseball. Consistently all year long, all throughout the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? They only had a couple games where they ran into some problems. Other than that, they were just phenomenal. Making plays.
Yeah, it ain't going to be easy. They working for it. Yep. I mean, they working for it.
Fucking Javi stole home. This motherfucker stole home successfully. First guy to do it in over 100 years. You know what I'm saying? So many firsts in 100 years. Tomorrow, you posted this. Fowler's going to be the first black guy to start for the Cubs in the history of the franchise. In the World Series. The
reason why the only reason why I posted that is just to get dialogue from people and see what they felt about it. But for real, to me, it's like that's another bittersweet thing. It's like if you look at it, so some people say, well, the Cubs ain't been since 1970 or 71 years ago. So like in the 40s or whatever. But they ain't won since 07. I said, but you got to realize they weren't even letting black people play the last time the Cubs won the World Series.
Came in a couple of years later, yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So like some of them records I don't even count for real because it wasn't an even playing field anyway. But it just go to show you that some kids, because basically they kids, get out there on that motherfucking field and bring joy to a whole lot of people that's going through a whole bunch of shit. How many people thinking about how they folks never seen the Cubs make it? You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, it just brings back good memories for a lot of people.
When you clinched, when they clinched the other night, they didn't leave. They stayed there. Pete Rose, Alex Rodriguez, and Frank Thomas, they could not leave. You know, they were outside, you know, commentating. They couldn't. They were stuck there. You can't leave. Yeah. That's the most, I would say, the most diehard fans in all of baseball. And they don't have the rings that the Yankees have or the Cardinals or these other fucking teams, but they got the heart that fucking none of them have. And it's real talk.
Right.
Because we don't abandon them like everybody, these bandwagon fans do to when their teams lose. They go and abandon them and then go jump on some other team's nuts. Nah, that ain't what it is. But
we've been screaming Cubs with 100 loss seasons. I'll be screaming go Cubs go.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's
because I represent that shit.
It's gonna happen. But also, man, at the end of this month, we've been trying to get him on the show. K. Reno was gonna come on this week, but I ain't heard back from him. He's been very busy doing his thing, and while he's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing. So I had to schedule other shows like Slaine tonight, DJ Paul tomorrow, Al Capone Friday. But we're going to try to have K. Reader on here in the future because we need to showcase the 7 albums that this man has put out, which is
some nice artwork he got too for him too. I still can't believe that. And like I said, Fred, it's like K. Reno ain't never came out with no slack shit anyway. Like just when he dropping one album, so just imagine 7 of them. Like where to begin at? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how I'm gonna listen to all of them. I don't even know yet. I've been thinking about that shit.
Yeah,
am I gonna listen to the one with the nicest looking cover to me, or am I gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like I know they all themed albums too.
Yeah, but every one of the albums, you know, they're gonna have all kinds of different tracks that take you to different places. Like this, the last album, Making Enemies, he had this song. I forget the title of it, but the whole song, you thought it was these 2 dudes trying to escape. They were in prison somewhere. Yeah. They're beating the shit out of each other and everything and choking each other. And they
like
hear noises outside. And come to find out, they were twins inside of a womb. And the voices outside was a doctor. It was the way this guy's story tells just unfucking believable.
Yeah, so, that's a cold ass song too.
Oh yeah.
Because the first time I heard it, I didn't know where he was going with it. I was waiting. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when you know a motherfucker cold, man. When they could tell you a story and you could visualize it as you hearing it.
Well, I'll tell you what. Coming up in April, I believe it's either April or May, but 5 years we're going to be celebrating our 5th year anniversary, and it's one of the songs that go back all the way to the beginning. Major Label Haters by Wicked Vendetta. This is for you, seed sipping, motherfucking, period blood drinking, faggot swaggot rappers with ADD,